Peace to everybody out there in the internet universe. I'm the one and only Shakori Shine. Thank you for tuning back into my YouTube channel, right? Thank you guys for everyone who's been subscribing, commenting, liking all of my videos, right? I just appreciate it, and we're just gonna keep on going up. And so if you're already subscribed, that means we're vibrating on the same same frequency. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. All right. And let's see if this reading is for you. This is going to be a general reading. And if the shoe fits, hey, take it all in. Now show me the storyline that is currently taking place, that we're dissecting today. What is happening? The relationship challenge. What is the current storyline that we're going to be reading into today? Okay. Give me some more context. Somebody in that warrior. Oh. Okay. Okay, so it's so interesting. The warrior is the first thing that came out, right? Followed by the lover. And then we have the devotee in the house of the lover. Okay, so the storyline, if you know anything about Yoruba culture and the story of Ogun and Oshun, this is the classic storyline that we are breaking up. There's a masculine, a hard-working masculine, right? This masculine be an entrepreneur. This masculine kid, this is just someone who uses their warrior energy, that soldier energy, to work very hard. This is a very focused and disciplined person. Okay, could be have a nice buff body, and if not, this person is just like an extremely hard worker. Could even be super health conscious. And then we have the feminine here, in their lover energy, right? Just sensual, seductive, receptive, right? Accepting, all of those things. And the relationship, the relationship between these two is very sexual. Okay, that's how they're bonding, right? So we have a relationship where there's this masculine figure who is usually off in their own world doing their own thing. Okay, always working on their business. Always kind of doing their thing. And then this person who's in the feminine is like just beautiful, glowing, radiant. You could be an artist, right? Some sort of creative. Anyone who's in their lover, who has dominant lover energy, is usually very artistic. I dated someone who had in their chart, right, which is a whole different thing from from the reading, but it's the same system. They had dominant lover. He had dominant lover energy. He was a great artist, right? So this is what that is giving, right? And remember, these are archetypal energies. Anyone, no matter what your body is, whatever body you in, can embody this energy, right? So this is someone who is embodying their warrior energy. Like I said, focused, disciplined, hard worker. Okay, all of that. But this lover, it's like she the only one who can get him out of his cave, right? She the only one who can be like, come on, come outside, let's go have a good time, right? Spend some time with me, like let's go on a date and we're gonna have some drinks and then we're gonna go home. We're gonna, do what we do. It's giving that. Okay, so yeah, okay, so. And mostly I'm reading for women and gay men who are more feminine leaning, and trans people who are more feminine leaning. So I'm just gonna read from the perspective. I'm talking to my feminines, okay? But this is the storyline, okay? The masculine is a hardworking masculine. The feminine, she's glowing in her energy, all of those good things. And there's this bond that's been built through the sensual and sexual connection. It just is, okay? So I love that storyline. So let's see what's going on with your masculine, okay? Let's see. So what's going on with this masculine? Like, what is this masculine been thinking about our feminine? Okay. What's this masculine been thinking about our feminine? What kind of thoughts is this warrior been thinking about our lover? Okay. Now look. Now look. Okay. So this storyline. So I'm not gonna. So I don't know what's been going on necessarily, but what I'm picking up on is like, obviously, like I said, this is someone who's in a heavy warrior energy. This person is not heavily they don't have a usually have a strong communication faculty in terms of romance, in terms of intimacy, right? In terms of business, yeah. And like this person's been thinking that you've been kind of pushy with communication, right? Like you've been kind of pushy with your communication, and they're just thinking about like, I'm just focused on my business. I'm focused on what I got to do, and I need more time, right? With the conservationist energy, right? Like the reason that's what their thought about you is, right? Their perception is like, you know, you've been kind of pushing for more communication than they're willing to give. Now, you could actually I'm gonna say this because I deal with a lot of warrior energy. It's like this person, when they're in that warrior energy, they're not in the king archetype, right? The king archetype is willing to hold space for you, be present with you, listen to your emotions and all of those things. And this person's like, and them, you just trying to have that type of, I'm just gonna call it a regular interaction. You might not even be doing too much, but for them, it just feels like the most because they like this person. Like, I want to be focused on my purpose. I want to be focused on my business. I have some cutting edge things that I'm working on doing. This person can even work in tech, that kind of stuff. Like, and that's why I like it's been distance between y'all by the conservation. She shows me that there's been like this distance of like time and space, not just space, but like they in their mind, this warrior's like, you're pushing a lot for communication, right, as indicated here, and here I am just trying to work on my purpose and stuff like that. And that's why like they're kind of like in their mind, even like being in a committed relationship is kind of far off in the future for this person, right? That's just kind of what it is. So let's see. But what's going on with them emotion? Like in their heart of hearts, how are they feeling about our feminine, our lover? In our heart of hearts, how is this person feeling about our lover? What are their true feelings? Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, and so this is the thing, like with this person, like this person feels like maybe we'll just be better as friends, right? Like they because this warrior archetype, they just like people who operate predominantly in that, they just don't have good relationship skills. I'll be honest, and we don't live in a culture that develops our relationship skills. You know, not like that. So this person, they're kind of feeling like, you know, maybe we'll be better as friends, that kind of vibe. But they do miss you. They do want to talk about anything that has happened between you guys. Like this is my reconciliation card. So they do miss you. They do miss your connection. They do miss the conversations that you guys have had. But you know, they're just like, and again, like I think they do want to eventually talk about what has happened or what went down between you guys. But also on an emotional level, they're not feeling the most optimistic about the future with you. Okay, like, and I'm thinking you probably walked away from them because if you're in the lover energy, if you know anything about being in that lover energy, the hating to be disrespected, okay? And the lover leaves. So I think you probably stopped talking to them, and that's what one of the things I picked up on when I pulled on them emotionally is that they feel like I, they feel like they know they need to have a conversation with you, but they don't know how to lead in romance. Okay, they know how to lead in business, and they know how to lead in like amongst friends and that kind of stuff. So I think that when they do talk to you, they are gonna try to be more on a friendship vibe. But again, they're kind of like their energy is very low in terms of thinking or not even excuse me, but feeling like this is going to turn out well, right? Or even feeling like that you will return to them, because you're probably anyone in that lover is like, I don't chase, I don't chase, I don't care if I did stop talking to you. You better find a way to come talk to me. That's how the lover is, right? So let's see. I want to get into what are their intentions. What is this warrior's intentions towards my lover though? What is my warrior's intentions towards my lover? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look. So like with this at the bottom of the deck, and I'm gonna touch on this, right? So their intentions towards you, conservationists, right, in the third house. So this person, like, they do want to maintain a relationship with you and maintain your connection and what you guys have. But again, the interesting thing about people who have like this dominant warrior energy, a lot of different feminines choose them. They could be the bad boy. They could just be, very virile physically. You know what I mean? Like this person gets chosen by a lot of feminists for their sexual prowess. And I think that they do want to be connected to you, but they just don't have the ability to be monogamous. Okay? And I see like this person does not have like their intentions on like being like committed are really like exclusively committed or just not, it's just not there. Okay? Like they don't have the capacity. They don't have the capacity to be committed to someone in a strictly like exclusive marriage or institution or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just probably not their nature. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But what we're seeing right now, when we're seeing the rise in poly, we're seeing the rise in open relationships, a lot of people are realizing it's not their nature to be monogamous. It's not about, and some people it is, right? And I think that we are experiencing that shift right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like we're experiencing that shift, and it's causing a lot of confusion and that kind of stuff right now. But with someone like this, it's just not in their nature to be in that kind of like exclusive monogamous situation, right? And this is like their intention, like they're very slow to commit to being that presence for you, that leader for you, that king archetype. Again, this is someone who is heavily embedded in their warrior energy, which is two separate masculine archetypal energies. Okay, and sometimes some masculines have a hard time going from their warrior to their king. All right, because those are two different modes of operation in work, business, and in relationships. Okay, someone in their king energy is more likely to be monogamous and exclusive with you versus someone who's in their warrior. Okay, but the whole thing about this relationship, lover, I just want to call you lover. It's like like you're just supposed to enjoy the experience with this person, right? The devotee in the house of the lover is also a feminine energy that's not about being exclusive, and that's why she gets called a whore, right? That's why she gets a bad rep in a patriarchal society. Jezebel spirit, they call it. We have a Jezebel spirit, but we don't have a PDF file spirit. Get Clock that T, all right? The lover spirit gets a lot. That archetype gets a lot of flack in our society because we are in this patriarchal society. But this is like, this masculine is drawn to you because of your sensual nature, your high level of freedom and autonomy moving through society. And so I think if you were like trying to push for exclusivity because of the 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 how do I say, the height of energy in the experience, right? The orgasmic energy is like, oh, I want this exclusively. I want this for me. I want this for me. That masculine was like, whoa, 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 back up, back up, back up, baby girl. I got about four of y'all saying the same thing. Okay? Like, for real. For real, for real. So, like, I think you were always supposed to have a level of sexual freedom with this person, not needing to have locked them down. And the interesting thing is, the less you try to lock someone down, the more attached to you they are. I don't know. People love freedom. People love freedom, and people love people who give them freedom, right? And so, yeah, I think you were just supposed to enjoy your experiences with this person, enjoy your relationship with them, but they were not your king, right? I think if you want to, because I'm talking to a lover, you can manifest any masculine energy you want to, right? It's not about, that person wasn't supposed to be your king. That's your warrior. So just put him in that box. Boop, boop. You're my warrior. And then, I'll call you when I want to hang out with you and have some fun. And, and we can do this forever. But I'll still manifest my king as well, right? That kind of vibe. Because in the story of Oshun and Ogun, Oshun, she was the only one who could get that warrior out of his cave by, with her honey pot and all of those sweet things. You can look it up on YouTube, the story of Ogun and Oshun. I bet you look it up, it'll be a story, okay? But it's something about you, all that, your aura, your energy, your beauty, that honey pot, okay? That bring your milkshakes and brought them boys to the yard, okay? But sometimes what happens is feminists get stuck on that warrior type energy, and they get stuck on trying to like lock him down, and you gonna be my husband, and we gonna move together and all that kind of stuff, and the relationship just goes crazy because you basically just moved a wild animal up into your house, okay? Like, the warrior archetype is not domestic at all, okay? And some men, like I said, they have their hard time going from the warrior to the king because the king is more of a domesticated energy. The warrior archetype is not, okay? So let's see, I'm gonna peek into this warrior, like, what's his damage? Like, why the hell is he operating the way he is operating, okay? What's his damage? What's his trauma? What's his subconscious shit that he has going on? Like, I just really wanna know what's going on. Give me some insight from my feminine. Like, yeah, this is someone who's just extremely driven and extremely hard on themselves. Like this person, like I said, this warrior, they're extremely focused on their goals. But this is someone who is very tough on themselves, and they could vice versa be very tough on other people. But they might have like they just have a obsession with success and an obsession with being the best and being the greatest. This is a highly competitive person. Like, very competitive, very assertive, very aggressive, can even be prone to violence sometimes, right? Like, this person is a warrior through and through. Like, that's all that's been coming through this whole reading. So You know what I mean? Like I said, this person is very aggressive. They can even have anger issues, but they're very driven. Like they know how to, even it's interesting, they know how to channel this energy towards their goals. Right, so you could even be dealing with someone who's like an athlete, professional athlete, or ex-athlete, or something like that. Like this is someone who is used to very high intensity, very physical, very visceral, and but now it's like very focused on like what they perceive as like high level goals. Okay, and that like that's what's up, like that's what's up with them. Like that works well in business. Again, like this is someone who probably has always put like money, finances, career before love and relationships. They could even feel like love and relationship may slow them down, right? Which is why they choose to be single and just do what they do from you know, from time to time, but they try to stay focused. And again, I pick up, this is someone who's actually very disciplined. So let's look into my feminine. What's going on with my lover right now? What's going on with my girls? Give me some insight into my lover. That's what we need to know. Yeah, look, I see. Like you want communication. You want to talk to this person. Like you're like you like I just want to talk to you. Um, you're not coming from as pushy place as how they're perceiving you though. You're not being pushy. Like I said, it's just so when someone's operating like that, they just feel like like anytime you want to express something emotionally or talk about things and this kind of stuff, for some reason it's just like they're just overwhelmed by that. Oh my god, I was dealing with a guy one time, double soldier, double warrior, and he was like, I don't know if I could what did he tell me? I don't know if I have the capacity for emotions. I'm like, bro, I'm not even that like super of a like emotional but I do know how to communicate, and it's just like, but they're also the kind of people that they don't hold space for their own emotions. Like even this guy, we did several type of different readings and stuff. His heart was just closed, and it's because he just didn't deal with his own emotions. And so, you know, you're not really like you're coming out pretty balanced in terms of like wanting to have communication, but like I said, they're just perceiving you as being pushy, and that's their own fault. Okay, give me some more insight for my lover. Um, how should my lover move forward right now, like in relation to this warrior? How should she move forward in relation to this warrior? Let's pull that up. Okay, girl. Listen, lover in the eighth house. You just need to stay in the flow. Like, like this is you like just focusing on your glow up, focusing on your money. Like you need to relax and allow. The lover is about allowing things to just naturally happen. Okay. I would allow this person to come to me. I can even see you doing things to make yourself more attractive. And I'm not just talking about physically, you know, metaphysically, magically making yourself more attractive. Rose baths, all that different types of sweetening yourself up. It's about you being in that type of feminine energy. There's a spread of feminine energy, but in particular, you staying within your lover energy. If you work with an Aphrodite goddess, any Venusian goddesses, right? And you know, I have my pink on because I do one of my matrons is a Venusian goddess, right? So, you know, just working with your Venusian energy and staying within that. Okay, relaxing, doing your goddess meditations and all of that type of stuff. You are literally in goddess energy, and that's how you just move forward with this person. You don't push, you don't prod. The best example I can give you is when think about a river and a big boulder being thrown into the river. The boulder's thrown into the river. The river does not sit there and push and push and push against the boulder. The river just simply flows around it and continues going. Right? And that's how, when we're in the lover, when we're in our Venusian energy, we don't fight, we don't argue, we don't cause a scene or mess. If you disrespect me, I'm just simply gonna leave. I don't stay where people treat me bad. That's one of the lover traits, okay? But another thing about the lover is, you know, if you're not gonna talk to me, I'm just gonna go on a date somewhere else. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And you'll feel my absence. The big thing about the lover is you will feel my absence because my energy is so good. I am the best part of us. What are you talking about? Like, you need me in order for us to even be a thing. And so it's about valuing yourself, knowing yourself, loving yourself, having self-worth, right? That's a big lover trait. She doesn't chase. The reason she attracts is because she knows her worth. She knows who she is. I'm not going to put myself in a clearance rack for you. I'm not going to lower myself for you. You have to come here and get it. I'm the prize, right? It's that kind of energy. It's that kind of confidence. So stay in your lover, okay? And do the things that help put you in your lover. Go look at art, go look at beauty. Like I said, do your goddess rituals. Take care of yourself. Go on dates with other masculines, okay? Like, don't allow yourself to be locked down, because one of the things that will bring your lover energy down is being caged, is being locked down, is being suppressed, okay? Don't do that to yourself. Okay, we're going to ask for one more piece of advice. I'm going to pull one more card for you guys. Give me one more piece of advice for my lovers in dealing with this warrior archetype. I'm gonna tell y'all something in a minute. Let me pull one more card to clarify this. Yeah, okay. The oracle is saying, like, listen, I know you want romance, I know you want love, I know you want all of these things, but it's like you're sitting you're dealing with someone who builds systems. You're dealing with someone who, like, knows a lot about business, entrepreneurship, tech. Like, you're dealing with someone who is very skilled in business. And so you need to also get your money up, okay? And you need to use this person to build what you need to build for yourself. When you talk to this person, when you interact with this person, you need to be about your business. That's also going to be sexy. That's also going to be attractive. All of that kind of stuff. But it's like sometimes I feel like feminists can get so caught up in the, like, romantic fantasy, is that you're also missing other great opportunities, especially in terms of business and economics. If you're dealing with someone who's highly entrepreneurial, highly business oriented, and like I said, you're dealing with someone who's not, this person builds systems, okay? They're a system builder. You need a system built. You need a website built. You need access to, their tools and what they use. And I feel like this person would be gladly sharing, because this is also sharing in business. Okay, so don't block your blessings by being crazy, by acting out and all that kind of emotional stuff. You also need to, the lover is a girl with money, period. Venus is the Fortuna Minor in astrology, okay? She gets money. And so when you're dealing with this masculine, you need to also think, how could he serve me, right? How could this masculine serve me? What do I need built? Like, what do I need for my own business? Because at this point, everybody in America is having to do something entrepreneurial, some side hustle, some other stuff. That's what you need to be focused on with this person. How can they serve me and make me make and help me make money? All right. Don't let that go over your head, okay, by only focusing on trying to be romantic with some goddamn body. So yeah, comment down below if this is your story. Share this with your friends. This is one of my first like general reads, but I'm glad that I did it. This was a great read. This was a great story. If this is your story, just comment. Let me know what's going on, if anything resonated with you. My links are going to be in my bio if you want to book a one-on-one so we can get down into the details of what's going on with you in particular, okay? And we can get you some solutions up in here. So like, share my stuff with your friends, comment a lot, and you guys will see me later, all right? Peace.